Hey friend, it is time to make some lunch and I've got some handy dandy appliances and tools that we're going to be using to make meal prep nice and easy and nice and simple, which is the way I like it. So today we're going to make a healthy, in my opinion, a healthy lunch, and it's going to involve quinoa as our base, and I'm actually going to use the rice cooker to make quinoa. Now, I don't know if you've even used a rice cooker before, but maybe you're not thinking about other things that you can make inside of your rice cooker. And so we're going to open up the quinoa and we're going to make quinoa the same way that we would make rice. And then I've got our mixing bowls ready to go so that we can get started putting all the ingredients. I've got the vegetables out here. We're going to cut up the vegetables and prepare this. But first, let's go ahead and get our quinoa into the rice cooker so that that can be cooking while we're doing everything else. We want to think smarter, not harder. And that way we are working effectively. So I'm going to show you, this is the bowl that just comes in. I say bowl, but it's like the pot that sits in the rice cooker. This is all you need. So I'm just going to take, I've got white quinoa. You can use any color quinoa that you want. And let's get ourselves 1 cup. That looks pretty good. Pour it in there. And then we're going to put in 2 cups of water. That's it. So let's go to the sink and put in 2 cups of water. All right, filling it up. There's 1 cup. Can you see this on the camera? Okay, here comes the second one. There's our 2nd cup of water. All right, let's set it into the rice cooker. And then all I'm going to do is plug it up. Turn my plug the correct way. Okay, it's plugged up. And set the lid on and push down. And now it is on. That's it. Okay, take a look. It is now cooking. And there's everything inside. And now we just walk away and do all our other stuff. I love it. So you don't have to stand around and wait for something to boil. You don't have to, preoccupying your thoughts with other stuff. You can just move on. And I love this for cooking the rice. It comes out delicious. And like I said, we're going to make the quinoa in there today. Now, we're going to put all our ingredients down into our beautiful stainless steel bowl. And the beautiful thing I like about this, look, it's lightweight, but it's sturdy. And it has mine's a little dirty from sitting down in the flour, but it has this nice base, so it helps it to stay better in place. So this is what we're going to make our meal and prep our meal inside of. The other thing that I'm going to do is we're going to put chopped up peppers. These are just bell peppers, and onions into our quinoa salad. And I got these because they were 75% off, already chopped for me at the grocery store. Otherwise, I'm normally chopping myself. But I want to just kind of toast these a little bit. Is that the right word? And so I'm going to let's use our mini air fryer. This is from Chefman. This is a 2-quart. Just looking on my drying rack right here. And so this is what it looks like. And we're just going to put our little tray inside. And then I'm just going to toss. This is like how simple this gets. So we toss our vegetables in there. Okay. And we've got, let me pull that out. Got a lot of peppers and onions. And I just want them so they're not like totally raw, but we just give them a little gentle cook. And so we can do that so easily in the air fryer where we're getting some of our other ingredients going. And once again, while our quinoa is cooking, and then we'll come back and we'll mix them all together. There you go. That's it. I just slide it in. Turn it on, and we're going to make sure I don't overcook this. So we're going to reduce the time in case I forget. This is why I love using an air fryer. In case I forget or I get busy and occupied, it is not going to it's not going to overcook. It's going to turn off. So we'll just do 4 minutes. I'm just going to set to 4 minutes, press start, and 4 minutes, and we will check on them and see how they are looking. Once again, we're just looking to kind of cook them a little bit to add to our bowl of ingredients. So here's what's going to go into our bowl. We're going to put the cooked quinoa, which is currently cooking in the rice cooker. We're going to put those vegetables, also cooking, in the air fryer. But now let's dice up our tomatoes and our cucumbers that we're also going to add to the mix. The other thing that I like to put in here is the juice of a lemon. I'm showing you a lemon for ingredient purposes, but I have some lemon juice in the refrigerator, so I'm just going to use a touch of that. I'm going to add in some balsamic vinaigrette dressing. You can use whatever brand you want. I also have done this salad with Italian dressing, a little bit of salt and some garlic, and all this is going to mix together and it makes a really good flavor. If you have ever shopped at a big box store that sells some of the, I'm not saying the name of the store, but there are some stores that make deli salads and deli things all mixed together. This is one of the quinoa salads that one of the big box manufacturers makes on a regular basis. And I just Googled, like, how can I do this at home? And I started adjusting and tweaking. And this is the salad that I enjoy making now. So let me make sure that you can see the cutting board here. And let's get to work. So I just bought a pack of little tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, whatever you call these tomatoes. I just like them. They're a little bit sweeter. And I like to grow these in my garden, but it's not that time of year yet. But I will be able to put these easily into my garden and start growing these. And so we can chop up some of these tomatoes here. And so I'm using my cutting board. I love this cutting board because it's nice and thick. It doesn't warp. I hate cutting boards that are like all get all wonky after you use them a while. This cutting board has done so well for me. And I'm going to show you here in a second when I toss these into the bowl. So we've got our bowl here. Putting these in. This is the plastic side, very straight. Can you hear the thickness of this? Now take a look at how thick this cutting board is. You've got the handle, obviously, but turn it around. You've got a stainless steel side as well. So you can use either side for your preference as you're cutting and prepping your vegetables. Okay, so let's get to work. We've still got some more that are going to go down in here. And these are from Priority Chef. And the beautiful thing is what I'm doing right now is kind of like the only thing I've measured is the quinoa. Everything else I'm just going to do by taste as I'm going through it. But if you were working on something that required some liquids or required other measurements, look, they have printed measurements right inside of the bowl. I love that. So let's get back to work on our tomatoes and cutting up our pieces. You can do you for how small you like your tomatoes to be cut. I typically go and make a few slices after I've cut them longwise and just adjust these into place. And I am actually going to use this entire package. So if you're looking for like how many do I need to use? Once again, this is a personal taste preference. I do like tomatoes. I like eating a lot of tomatoes. I like the sweetness and the pop and the flavor of these baby cherry tomatoes. And so we are doing really good. Then I have, so we're putting all this together. I'm thinking about, my nutrition, what's more important to me as I continue to age. I'm always thinking about what am I putting into my body, making sure I'm putting in plenty of vegetables and nutrients, getting my vitamins. All right, we're beeping. Why are we beeping? Oh, it's already, do you see what I'm talking about? This is how I forget things and I burn things. It's like I forget, but I don't forget with the air fryer because it was only for 4 minutes. And it stopped and it turned off. So we're going to grab that as soon as we finish up these tomatoes. I just think I'm somebody who doesn't like, I get to doing things and then I forget what I'm doing. The other stuff, because this is the thing that I'm working on. I'm always telling my kids, I'm like, Mommy does one thing at a time. One thing. Okay, so let's take our tomatoes and then we'll go get our elements out of the air fryer. I've got my handy dandy spatula and I love these because these are from Hotech. You can see right there. They come in a set. These are very solid and thick. And so I love them and they have good heat tolerance. And so they are listed up to the temperature range, which is extreme. Like I'm never going to cook at like 600 degrees. So we're good. So I can put these down into the air fryer here. So coming right out, it's hot. Yes. And I can put this spatula in here and not have to worry about it burning or melting or anything. I love it. So we're going to put these down into our bowl. You could definitely chop those up more if you wanted to. Once again, you do you, personal preferences. Okay, so there we go. Got those out, got them into our bowl. Now, here's the added thing that I'm going to put with this. You can totally make this salad. The quinoa will give you protein. You've got your vegetables, but let's go. We've already got some warmth in our air fryer. Let's add in some chicken nuggets, okay? Also, because I know it's not just me eating lunch, I'm making this to share. One of those giant bags of nuggets. These are panko breaded chicken nuggets. Like they're chicken nuggets that I would eat versus some of the others. I don't eat like dino nuggets shaped as dinosaurs. I do have limits. But my kids like all kinds of chicken nuggets. These to me are just a little bit nicer. So I'm going to put these into the air fryer. Now, when you're putting chicken, I'm actually going to take one of these out there. So I want to make sure, this is my tip when you're cooking in an air fryer, you want to make sure that they can all breathe around each other. They have plenty of space. Nobody is laying on top of each other. They're not like stacked. Okay. These all have some space around them. You can see they kind of wiggling around as they move it. So that's good. And the air can breathe all around it. So make sure that they're all going to get toasted. So now we're still making our salad. Our quinoa is still cooking. Okay. So let's put the chicken nuggets in there. Usually when you buy chicken nuggets, they're going to tell you how long to cook it. It says air fryer, preheat to 350, and then heat at least 6 minutes. Oh, that's it. Just 6 minutes. Well, that was easy. Okay. So let's get this set up for ourselves and set our timer. I'm going to do 7 minutes for a little extra toast. I think I cook them normally longer than 6 minutes. Okay. So we'll see. But I like mine crispy and browned off. So we'll do 7 minutes and that will beep and we will be good to go. This, my friend, is going to automatically be done when it's done cooking, and it's amazing how we're going to do all that. Okay, so I want to make sure you can still see me. We've got, so far, our toasted peppers from the air fryer. We've got our cherry tomatoes that we have cut up over here on our cooking board, all into our stainless bowl. And this bowl is going to be perfect sized because this is going to allow us to put in now our quinoa and everything else as we make it. Now, we need cucumber. So here's a traditional cucumber. I don't think this is enough. I also have an English cucumber that I found in the fridge. And so I can mix up however you want to do, whatever you want to do with your cucumbers. You can peel cucumber. You can leave a cucumber as is. Once again, personal preferences for what you want to do and how you want to make your salad. I do a gentle peeling. Cutting this up. I make a few different strips and then I try and make my cucumbers. Oh, this one's got some bigger size seeds. I normally do English cucumbers as my personal preference. I don't remember why I had this cucumber. I don't remember what I was making. So this is an English cucumber. And so I don't know if you cook with these. You don't cook them, but see, they look different on the inside and not as prevalent to the seeds. So that's my personal preference with cucumbers. Okay. I just do a general thin, and then I'm cutting them lengthwise a few times to make some thin strips. Now I'm dicing them, making them smaller. I like the cucumbers in the salad. I just want them small and bite size. Already very petite. So there we go. Got our cucumbers, got my spatula, and we're just going to pour this. Can you see there? Okay. Let's pour this into the bowl. All right. Let's see how things are looking. We've got cucumbers, the tomatoes, the peppers, the onions. This is looking good. All right. And our quinoa is still cooking. Let's add in some chopped garlic. You could totally chop your own garlic. I have some in the fridge. So I'm going to get some chopped garlic going. And I'm glad it came to the fridge because I almost forgot, friend. Cilantro. I only use fresh cilantro. That's a personal preference. I do not like it like in a jar already chopped up. I want to chop it myself. I want to smell it and enjoy it. And so let's get ourselves a good bunch of cilantro here. Get our cutting board back in place. And so I'm just going to fold mine up because to me it makes it easier to cut. And what beeps? Did something beep at us? Oh, it says shake them. Okay, so I'll get to that in just a second. Just wants us to address those chicken nuggets. All right, we've got our cilantro in place and I'm just chopping. This, I promise you, adds extra flavor. This and your garlic together, that's a really big stem. Okay, take that out. This makes a really nice, look, this is interesting. Okay, so this is my normal cilantro stem that I'm used to. Look how thick this one was. This is quite the difference. Okay, that was a power stem in there. We're going to believe that's going to give us some extra power and punch, some extra flavor out of our cilantro. It is smelling good. I can smell the cilantro. Okay, trying to get that chopped really good. Okay, so let's add our cilantro into our bowl of veggies that we have going on. And then remember, we're going to add our quinoa to this and mix it all up with our lemon juice and our salad dressing. You do you as far as the amount of flavoring that you want in there. Always start smaller with your salad dressing, then add in extra as you want it. There we go. Okay, let's go flip those nuggets real quick before I forget. Okay, there's how they're looking. And so I'm just going to give them a little bit of a toss. And once again, I can do that with this spatula because it can handle the heat. All right, there we go. So let's put them back in. And I'm going to add... a couple minutes on that. I don't think it's going to be fully where I want it toasted wise in 2 minutes. So I bumped it up to 4 minutes. All right, garlic. This is just chopped garlic, already done for me. And that's what I'm going to use. You do you. I also think fresh garlic tastes different than garlic powder, but I do have garlic powder that I will use for various things. Look at how that's looking already. Like just even the vegetable medley. And see, I love another reason, this is just personal preference, but I like to look at my food. I like using lots of colors. I like lots of vegetables. And when I'm cooking, I like the stainless steel and I like white plates so that I'm not distracted. I want to admire my food, not be distracted by looking at the cookware or the bowls that I'm looking. So see, it gives a nice look, a nice style. You could easily put these are beautiful bowls. You could easily put them out on the table. We had a birthday party here last night. I had the dining room table set out and I set everything out. And then see, it has the nice lid and the lids are like recessed into the bowl. See that? So it has this, so it's not going to hurt my table. I sit down on the base and then everything looked so nice and so polished as everyone was walking in. And then we had birthday party decorations on the table. And so that added lots of color and the bowls were just simple and clean and didn't distract. And then the lids, and then when we were ready to eat, we just popped the lids off. And this is actually from last night because we had Mexican. So there's some chips left in this bowl. And then just look how easily that lid just fits back into place. These are stackable, so we could easily stack them. And that's the beauty of the recessed lid, is then the next bowl can just sit into this so simply. Here's a small little one, see? Ta-da! So I really like these for that. Okay, we did our garlic, we did our cucumbers, we did our peppers and onions, the cilantro, the tomatoes. So what we have left is the juice of a lemon, which I'm going to use lemon juice out of the refrigerator, and our salad dressing. And oh, I have a zesty Italian, and I also have the balsamic. You could do either way, whatever works for you. And any kind of mixture of that. So this is just lemon juice. I mean, simple. I'm going to wait. Now, you could pour the lemon juice in now. You could put the salad dressing in now. But that's going to go onto the vegetables. I like it. Here's my little cooking tip for you. I have found as I make this that I want the quinoa right out of the pot. When it's the hottest it's going to be, I immediately pop it into my vegetables. So that's why I always plan to make the quinoa and the vegetables, have all that ready to go so that I can just add the hot quinoa and then add in the lemon juice and the salad dressing, and that hot quinoa just, it just like, this is my noise, my sound effects. It absorbs it so well. And so I like that then. And so that's when I'm adding that in. If my quinoa sits a little while, it tends not to taste the same in the salad. Now, if it has marinated in the salad and had all those juices when it was nice and hot, a day later it tastes delicious. Yes. This salad, because you're thinking, okay, this salad's going to be hot, isn't it? If it's hot quinoa, yes. So let it cool off just a few minutes before you eat it. But I am telling you that fresh, right off this, the stove or out of the rice cooker, however you're making your quinoa, right into the salad, it's delicious. And then the next day, after it's sat in the refrigerator for a day and I eat it then, it's still good as a cold. It tastes different though. The warm version and the cold version. I mean, obviously that makes sense why it would taste different. I like it both ways. So I always try to enjoy it fresh right after I've made it. And then I will still eat it the next day as well. And you can see we've got all the different vegetables in here. We've got protein that does come from the quinoa, but I've made the chicken nuggets because I know I'm feeding my son. He needs the added protein. He's an athlete. And then I'm going to add a couple of chicken nuggets to mine as well and just kind of dice up my chicken nuggets and add that in. Okay. So did you hear that? It turned off all by itself. So it was like just a little blowing sound effect in the background. And now it just shut off. Let's check how they're looking. Look at that. And so I'm just going to double check, and we can always double check your tenderness of your nuggets. Oh yeah, and it's like totally sizzling inside there. Okay, I'm actually kind of just tossing them and flipping them a little bit. Okay. And let's go get ready. I can bring you over here a little bit closer. We can come and we can check our quinoa. Let's go check our quinoa. Let's get on. We're going to need our spatula. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. I dropped our lid. Let's set that into the pot. Okay, so let's check. It is still cooking. Okay, so I'm interrupting it, but I just wanted to give it a little bit of a toss here. You can see all that steam. Oh, it is looking good. Okay, I would say we are very close to this quinoa being done. It's just another couple minutes and we will be ready on our quinoa. Okay, so then, like I said, the quinoa is going to go down into our bowl and we're going to add our lemon juice, which you could just be squeezing a lemon. And I'm doing the basil vinaigrette. I can add the salt. Let's add the salt real quick. Okay, you do you. You don't need salt. You can have it if you want it. It's your personal preference for how much you want to add in there. Okay. We've got just another minute or two on the quinoa, and I think the quinoa is going to be done. And then we are good to go. So we've got, here are the things that we use today. We use the cutting board, which is covered in the cilantro. It's double-sided, so you've got the stainless steel, or you can do the plastic side. Obviously, you've got a handle and great edging. So the beautiful thing about this, like, it doesn't bend. It doesn't, like I say that as a really positive thing because sometimes you get a cutting board and it's really wonky. This is a very solid, heavy-duty cutting board. This is why I bought this one. I've got this listed below. You can see all the products there. If you click them, it lets you add it to your cart, and then you can shop out after you're done watching. These are the stainless mixing bowls that also work for great storage, and I love the beautiful element of this. They go in and out of the refrigerator. Here's the really big one, and this still has the beans from our Mexican birthday party last night. We had beans and rice and chicken enchiladas, and I used all these various different bowls because I also put the chips out on the table. It was just wonderful because the stainless steel element of it just looked really nice on the table. So that is your 6-piece of mixing bowls, and that's all from Priority Chef. And like I said, it's got the non-slip silicone base. See that? So I think that's unique. They're lightweight. They are stackable. And so when you can do like this, because with the recessed lid, you can easily stack them up like this, which works really nice for storage here, works really nice for storage out when you're setting them out for things, when you're transporting them, yes. But as well as, like, they all came. You can see how many bowls I've got. The bowls and the lids all came in this simple little box because they can all fit together. So they nest. They are nesting bowls. So think about how much space that's going to save you inside of your drawers or your cabinets, wherever you're putting it. And then the last thing that these come with, look at this lid. You're like, what do I need that for? This is what you need it for. It comes with these 3 interchangeable plates that pop right in there. Look. We didn't do that. We didn't need that for this recipe, but I will make you another video and show you how you could be grating. Oh, which, by the way, have you had zucchini spaghetti? Like, instead of noodles, using zucchini. That's what you could do with this, and it would go right down into your bowl. So imagine putting that there, and you're doing it right into your bowl. That's what this is for. So far less easier cleaning, and it's so convenient to be able to do that. So you've got the different sizes with that. And then this is the third one that comes in the kit. All of that goes into here. And then so this fits right into the bowl to make that so simple. Okay, it is time for us to get our quinoa. So we've got our bowl ready because we want to bring the quinoa over and we want to put it into the bowl. And the light did switch over here from cooked to warm. It's ready to go. I'm going to unplug it while I'm thinking about it. Set my lid over here out of the way. Oops. I did not want to go touching it without a pot holder on it. It's going to be hot. Let me get a pot holder. It is very lightweight. This is the Bella rice cooker. I've been such a fan. And oh, this is one of the smaller specialists. I'm like, why is it taking? I want the big one. Okay. There, can you see? It just sliding right out. Pouring this into our salad. I want to make sure my ankle is good so you can see us putting this all together in our salad. You've been with me making this salad. We're about to have some lunch, friend. It's going to be good. Okay. Set that out of the way. And now we want here. Let me make sure you can see the salad coming together. There we go. We're going to mix this in now. Like I said, you want to add the lemon juice now into your quinoa, thinking you want the amount of lemon juice that would have come in 1 lemon. I'm using basil vinaigrette. And got to marinate into the quinoa because the quinoa is nice and absorbent. It just absorbed that water as it was cooking. It's nice and fluffy. It's nice and warm. This spatula and this bowl combination, superb. It is just so smooth right now with this quinoa salad. Nothing is sticking. Everything is moving and sliding the way you want. Look at this. Does that not make you hungry? I love this. Something and everybody shares, and people always rave about it. It's an easy crowd pleaser. It looks way more complicated than it is. Okay. And that is it. All right. Let's take this and put it onto a plate and get our chicken nuggets. So there's just a simple white plate. And we're going to take and put our salad. See how pretty it plates? And it looks so lovely. This is why I like the stainless steel bowl or just white plates. so that I get my attention is all on my food I'm making. I'm a person who likes some attention and some praise. Like, good job, Stephanie. We loved your dinner. Good job. This was tasty. I want those compliments. I went to all the trouble to make you food. I want the compliment. Okay. I went ahead and I don't know if you noticed in the background there, I was toasting these a little bit more. See, I really like my nuggets. You do you, but I like my nuggets really toasted. Okay, I'm going to save the rest there for my kid. And so I'm done cutting vegetables, so I can use my knife now to cut up these chicken nuggets that are fully cooked, nicely toasted. And I just want them small, bite-sized pieces to go into my salad. So I'm just adding in 3 there, mixing this up. Yum. And remember, we toasted our peppers and onions. So there you go. Look at that. There's your lovely salad. Good protein source, nice and light. I think it's a light lunch. And when I say light, like easy on your body, gentle release, good protein source, good vegetables. Okay. I'm getting some peppers and some tomato in here. You can see the cilantro's in there. It's going to taste really yummy. You want me to take a bite? I'll take a small bite. Mm. You know what does it? This. And the cilantro, the garlic and the onion, like how all these pieces come together, and then the balsamic, which once again, I've done different flavors of Italian. So there's a lot that comes with that Italian. All those mixing together, and then the crunch of the tomatoes, the crunch of your veggies that you grilled for a second, the cucumber crunch, all that comes together. It adds so much life to the quinoa because quinoa can be kind of boring. I mean, and so you can add in those elements and then you get the protein from the quinoa. So if you need to go without meat, totally. There you got your protein and your vegetables without any meat sources. If you want some meat, you could just add some nuggets, or you could do grilled diced chicken, or you could do shredded chicken. There's so many ways that you could add a little bit of flavor into the salad. So there you go. Lunch is done. And it was so simple thanks to us not having to stand over the stove. We had our Bella rice cooker that we used to make the quinoa. We had our Chefman 2-quart, very simple size. You can see both of these, how these fit on this smaller counter space. Look, you can see this is the width of a dishwasher. And I had both of these sitting side by side, and I still have extra space in the width of a dishwasher. So these are small but mighty appliances that just plug in and make it so simple. And then we did our stainless steel mixing bowls, and that's what we were making all of our yummy salad into. And then I've shown you how all of those worked, along with our heat resistant spatulas that come in the set in a different size. So you have all of that pulling together, and then it all made a wonderful and tasty lunch. So I hope you enjoy it. It's an easy salad to prepare and make on your own, especially when you have all these different tools in place. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you about, I'm wearing my magnetic bracelet, which sounds kind of weird. You're like, why would I want a magnetic bracelet? But you can look it up and find out all the different benefits that come with this and how it helps people with arthritis, inflammation. It helps with your energy. It's like, it's really interesting, the dynamics when we think about all the elements that exist in the earth that we can use, we can wear, and that can help us. So we're going to eat some good nutrients, and then we can also wear some elements from the earth that all help us to feel good and keep moving and enjoy our lives. So have fun in your kitchen, friend. Enjoy your life today. And I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.